Now, wait a minute, Jack. This is a friendly celebration.
Fiddly-dee! I don't much like the way you celebrate.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, Mr. Paul.
Hey, Don. How are you and Miss Patty today?
We're good. Thank you. How's Mary Margaret?
She's fine. She's up in Tucson, Arizona getting a facial.
Oh, really? Okay.
We're so rich we can spend money like that.
She's up in hostile country.
Yeah. I try to get her to go armed, but she won't do it.
Have to shoot her way out, right?
They say you can vote your way into socialism, but you got to shoot your way out.
Yeah, there you go. So, Merry Christmas to you and your bride, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, we're going on our trip. We'll be in Chandler for Christmas and New Orleans for New Year's.
Yeah, good. So we're not going to probably get together again on January 8th, I think.
We're not getting home till the 12th. If the 8th, let me look at this real quick. See if I can figure out what that is.
Yeah, we might delay it till the 15th, but I was thinking the 8th certainly after New Year's, the week after New Year's.
I'll be back on the 15th, but I will be on the road on the 8th. Pretty sure I'm driving on the 8th.
Here comes Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Bennett. How are you, sir? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I'm impressed. You set up shop in a little city park there, right by the ocean. You're cool.
That's St. Augustine. It's called the Night of Lights.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty neat up there.
Hope it's a little more secure than Bondi.
Yeah, the oldest town in Florida, right?
What's the oldest town? What's the oldest town in the Americas?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I don't know. It might be a
It's a
town.
question.
Yeah, it could be a town in Florida.
What's the oldest town or city in North and South Central America?
Okay, what is it?
It's been continuously inhabited. It's Old Oraibi, up on the Navajo.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, that makes sense, yeah.
I think they've been inhabited since 1100 BC or something.
They have a town in, I'm going to let Jeff in here. They have a town in Florida named Christmas, Florida.
Oh, really?
And yeah, everybody sends their cards and letters there to get them postmarked.
Okay.
To get sent on, they send a letter in a letter, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Margaret and I anchored out in St. Augustine on our trip to on our way to Central America.
Welcome, Jeff. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Is that Santa Claus?
We're working on it.
Just needs the red hat.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Same to
Yeah,
you.
what time of year were you in St. Augustine, Paul?
Oh, let's see. It would have been I think it would have been in the fall because we were in Fort Myers Beach at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, they have the Night of Lights, and it runs from November through January. where
Yeah,
the whole town's decorated up with that same kind of lighting and everything.
that's pretty.
So it's good to see all you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you
Same
and
to
the
you.
audience. I have a
Back
little
at
bit
ya.
different. I have a different format for tonight, so I hope you
Cool.
guys like it. A surprise. I'm going to ask you throw out different subjects, and I want you to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10. And if you want to pontificate on your rating, please do. Okay.
1 to 10, what does 1 mean and what does 10 mean?
Well, it's kind of a different question. So in one case, it'll mean bad to good, and in some other cases, it might mean no or
Okay,
yes.
so,
So that kind
you'll
of
tell us what
yeah,
you'll tell us in
yeah.
each
I'll tell you.
situation what 1 and 10 means, and we'll throw our
Yes.
darts from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul only goes 1 or 10.
Yeah,
No
mine's an
fives,
on-off
right?
switch, not a throttle.
That's right.
Okay, so the first question is how is SCOTUS going to rule on tariffs? And the answer is obviously no to yes. So 1 to 10. No would be 1, 10 would be yes. So go ahead and start, Paul.
Okay.
SCOTUS on tariffs.
I don't know. What's his name? Roberts has been, excuse me, been a little bit easy on the president here lately, and we've got a good conservative group there, about 6. If everybody votes normally, so I'd say it's about 60%. 6.
6. Okay. Ken?
Yes, meaning they will uphold the tariffs.
With a caveat. No?
Yes would be a 10.
Yes means
then.
yes would be a
10.
10. Yeah.
So a 10 is a yes, meaning that
Yeah.
they allow the tariffs to continue.
Yes.
7.
Yes to yes. 7. Okay.
7.
So any caveat you want to add, or just 7? It's kind of a.
I think they're just going to say 7. I think they'll
Okay.
say yes. They'll have some. We really had to
Conditions.
think about it, and
Yeah.
if the Congress hadn't abrogated its responsibility by assigning this to this president or something, they'll come up with something that would keep the door open for Congress to come back later and affirm the tariffs or change them going forward. But I think they'll come down about a 7.
Okay. Good. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, what I think is I kind of hope Ken and Paul are right, but then I kind of hope they're wrong. Okay. So, but I'm going to come in at a 2.
He's letting that dang Constitution get in the way, I tell you.
That's right. That's right. You have to remember we have 3 on the Supreme Court that are going to vote to not allow Trump's tariffs to stand. That's a given.
Yeah. Not to
So
anything.
you only need 2 out of the 6 remaining to take a more what I would consider a more traditional or conservative vote, which is not to have more power to the president, especially when you're dealing with the most powerful power that's given to the legislative branch, which is the power to tax. And this is why, the arguments over the Articles of Confederation and all this. So I think we're in between a rock and a hard place, as I've explained before. So I'm giving it a 2 because I do believe they're going to rule that it is unconstitutional, because I think you're going to get 2 of the conservative judges to say, even though they don't want to put the president or the country in this situation, they're not there to judge on that. They're there to judge on constitutionality versus not. And I hope Ken is right, because I do think the way to write the opinion would be, hey, we are disallowing this power to the president. However, we're going to give you 6 months to get it straightened out. And that's what I hope is done, but I do think they're going to rule it unconstitutional, and rightfully so. And I think it should alarm all Americans if we allow a president to have unilateral power over our tariffs and foreign trade.
Okay, so you
Well
give
said.
it a 2. I'll give it a 7 like Ken, but I think there'll be certain conditions applied to it.
Okay, so this
And
is
even
Don, let
if
me
they vote,
interject.
yeah,
Oh, let me just say, so either I'm buying all three of you a steak dinner, or you guys are pitching in and taking me to Sullivan
ooh, that's
Steakhouse.
good. Yeah, okay.
And that,
Sullivan's.
yeah,
What's
that's a
wrong
pretty
with
fancy.
Culver's? What's wrong with Culver's?
Hey, I'll do Culver's. They're nice concrete. Sorry, Don, I interrupted you though. So
I think we ought to go to Ruth Chris in Scottsdale.
okay, I'm up for it. I'm
All
up
right.
for
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
going
can
to be a
afford.
lot of
I can
money out
afford a
of
third
Jeff's
of that.
pocket. It's going to be a lot of money out of Jeff's pocket to buy 3 steak dinners at Ruth's Chris.
Okay, the next question is, let me get my earbud back in my ear. Will SCOTUS rein in federal judges that are out of control? Yes or no? 10's yes, 1's no. Will SCOTUS rein in federal judges?
Now, yes is a 1.
No, no. Yes is a 10.
10.
Yes is a 10.
No is a
Okay.
1. Yeah, same scale. Will SCOTUS rein in federal judges? Paul's first.
I'm going to have to say 1. I fear
Okay.
that it's going to be a 1.
So far they haven't showed any inclination other than the appeals are going and Trump's winning most of the appeals. I think he's like 26 out of 28 right now. So, but Ken, what do you think?
I'm going to say 4 because they should, but I agree with Paul. The result will be a 1, and they won't because judges don't like telling other judges what to do because that can come back to bite them, and they don't like doing that.
Yeah. Even that Boebert, that Judge Boebert, who's causing so many problems, that signed the gave him the authority to raid Mar-a-Lago, right? He ignored a writ of mandamus from the appeals court. So some of them are a real problem. So what do you think, Jeff?
Well, again, I'm split on this. If you ask the question, should they rein them in? My answer to that would be yes and no. Okay. Yes. Yes.
And your favorite color, plaid. That's what you're wearing.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, because somebody needs to do it. No, because it shouldn't be their responsibility to do it. Congress has the authority and power under Article 3 of the Constitution to rein the lower courts in and give them limits on what their powers and authorities are, period.
Okay. So you don't think they will, though?
I think they will, but I think it's going to be limited. So
Okay.
if they're, so my answer is, do I think they will? It would be a 9 or 10, but is it going to be as significant as it should be? My answer is closer to a 1 or 2.
Okay. So the next question is exactly that. Will Congress rein in the judges?
Well, I want to hear your answer, Don. What was your answer on
on the other one?
No, I'm a 1. I don't think Roberts has had any inclination, shown any gumption to rein in the federal judges. So these are just letting everything go on as normal. I think it's crazy. So disappointed in them because I think they do have some say in it and they could do something. But
which should, Don, force the legislative branch to step up. But then we see no inclination of them doing anything either.
Right. So Paul, what do you think? Will Congress rein in the judges?
I don't think it'll happen in this Congress.
There was a bill submitted. Remember, there was a bill submitted by Darrell Issa from California pretty early in the process, and I don't think that's gone anywhere in the Senate, or I don't even know if it got. I don't know if it got to the floor of the House, but some people are thinking about it. But
My thought is no, Congress will not do anything about it in this session.
Okay.
If we win the midterms significantly, then maybe something will happen.
Well, actually, doesn't the new session of Congress start in January? It's a new Congress, right?
Oh, that's
a year
this
from
is the second
January.
year. But, yeah,
Oh, is
it's
it?
the second year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ken, you're up.
I
Will
agree with
Congress
Paul.
rein in? Okay.
They will not. They will not. They should.
But they won't.
If they won't. I assume one of your next questions is going to be something about the filibuster, and I'm anxious to chime in there. If
Yeah, that's
if they had found reason and fortitude to have eliminated the filibuster already, then I would say 6 that they would, that this would be one of the areas where they need to and should act. But since they haven't, if they won't eliminate the filibuster after 43 days of the federal government being shut down, with some narrow caveats and parameters on, eliminating the filibuster for those kinds of situations, and I don't think they're going to do it for reining in the judiciary.
yeah. Okay, Jeff, you're up.
Yeah, well, I don't have a split mind on this one. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do anything. And I agree with Ken wholeheartedly if they can't get the filibuster straight. And what's sad about this, you see Chuck Schumer already saber rattling about the next shutdown, the end of January.
Oh yeah, sure.
So it's yeah, they're in a pretty sad state right now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, next question is we're getting to the House and the Senate. Think of the House and the Senate as one group. Will Congress put together a real budget by January 31st, which would be regular order?
We go zero?
Is one no?
What's
no,
below
10's
1?
yes.
0?
Yeah.
Can we go negative? Can we go to the
where I was
negative
going.
numbers?
No, there's no negatives.
No
One's
negative
pretty-
numbers? Oh.
One's as low as we can give them.
We can't give them like a 0.07 or something like that.
Well, yeah, you
I'm
could
with
do
you.
that.
I'm
you
with
could do
you, Paul,
You,
0.07.
yeah, you could do fractions.
Whatever the lowest on the scale is, that's my vote. So
Okay.
we're all in agreement on
So you
that
guys
one.
are all in
Yeah, we're all-
agreement.
We're all going to a steak dinner with that one.
That's right.
I'm gonna give them a 2.
Ooh,
Okay.
you optimistic fool. you.
Just following what I know that's going on there. I'm going to give them a 2. But the reason it's so low because I think the House might do it.
Didn't they just pass something yesterday on the health insurance stuff? But
They
no
did.
way it's going to get through the Senate.
Yeah, but the question is what's going to get through the Senate, right? And that's the next question is, are we going to get rid of the filibuster? Yes or no? 10 yes, 1 no.
One.
Any chance at all would be 4.
I'm going to go out on a limb. You guys ready? I'm going to say 9 yes.
Wow.
Something's going to happen and this is just throwing a dart at the clouds here.
This is gut feel, right?
Yeah, this is gut feeling. I have no inside knowledge, whatever. Something's going to happen. And I think it's going to be polling for the midterm elections. It's going to scare the you-know-what out of
Soon.
Thune and Republican leadership, and the president is going to go ape, you-know-what, to force them to get rid of the it might be for a budget. It might be after another shutdown. You mentioned another Schumer shutdown at the end of January. It might be something. Something is going to jar the Republicans into getting rid of the filibuster. But that is way out on a limb.
Jeff, what do you think?
I think Ken's got pretty good political instincts. And I'm going to go with a 7. And the thing is if we are right there, and if Ken is right, and it does actually happen, in my mind, the Democrats have still won, because it's like, how many fields could we already have harvested by the time we get this done? And they're delaying tactic. So again, I'm split on this because I do think Ken's got a really good point, and I do think it could very well happen. But then I'm really going to be angry because, why didn't you do this in October? And how
Yeah.
much time was wasted. And it's still a victory. So,
45 days.
yeah, it's still a victory for the Democrats.
Yeah.
And they've learned how to spin it. And they're one way or another, they're trying to sabotage this administration. And,
Oh,
and
sure.
I think it's working.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So the next question.
No, I need
Well-
Paul. Paul, where are
Paul,
you?
what did you
Oh,
vote?
I gave him a 1 right off the bat.
Oh, did you one? Okay.
You don't think it's going to happen? They're not going to get rid of the filibuster. No.
No,
Okay.
they like Ken. I mean, Jeff said if they were going to do it, they should have done it already. And I just don't think there's a. One of the things you do when you capture prisoners is you separate them so they can't get their stories straight. If we could separate Congress, put them each in a separate room, and not let them rat on each other. My one of my favorite Hillary Clintons is if I go down, half of Washington's going down with me. And and when she said that, I said, I think she's guilty of something.
Yeah.
Silly
You
me.
think? You think?
Yeah. So anyway, that's why I'm thinking that the uniparty. If there was a real distinction, they would have already eliminated the filibuster.
Right.
So that's my one.
So I'm going to I think Ken's on to something, and I'm going to say 7 too. So 7.
I'm sorry
Seven would
to
be
lead
nice.
two of you astray here, but
Okay.
the good betting money is going to go with Paul's 1.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's 10 to 1
Okay.
odds in his favor.
Next question is, are there going to be arrests for Russia collusion? By arrest, I mean grand jury charges. Are the list of names that we know fall into that category? Are there going to be grand jury charges? There is a grand jury in Florida district because of the raid on Mar-a-Lago. That's why they're having it in Florida now. And it is for a conspiracy. And basically, it's what do they call it for tax fraud, tax
RICO.
evasion, RICO laws. Yeah, using the RICO laws. So, what do you think? Yes or no? 1 is no, 10 is yes.
I'm going to go with a 9.
So you think they're going? What I mean by yes, it means they'll get somebody.
They'll get somebody now.
This doesn't mean they'll get. This doesn't mean we'll get everybody, but we'll get somebody.
They'll get a low-level fish, but the game is you get the low-level fish and you hang him out over the fire with the sharks, and you tell them, give us some names and we won't cut the rope.
And this goes back to before when we talked about somebody ratting on somebody else, right? And we all picked a name. I think Ken, you led off with Comey, right? You thought he was going to be the rat.
I said something about Comey.
Oh,
but
I think
that hasn't happened yet.
I think that's still possible, though.
It's possible, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it hadn't happened yet. Yeah, as far as we know. Yeah. So what do you think, Ken? Arrest?
I'm with Paul.
Okay.
I'm with Paul. I'm a 9, maybe 9.5. I'm almost certain somebody, the administration, the MAGA wing of the party will not allow the administration to not indict somebody.
Right.
But I don't think they will get as many or as high up as they should.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, Jeff, what do you think?
I feel like I'm doubting Thomas. Okay.
You're doubting Ooch.
I'm doubting Utch. That's right. So I'm going to have to go with a 5, but probably a 4. I think I'm going to go with a 4 because we saw so much, bluster about the Epstein files, on our side. And we see all this chest beating about this, that, and the other. The one thing that I really am glad they're doing is they are reining in what I would call the woke ideologues within the military. And I think that's happening, not necessarily quietly, but it is action that's being taken. To go more publicly with this, I think they should. I think it needs to happen because if you can put a nation through what they put a nation through what's the word? Intentionally, and just going out on a limb to destroy another person's administration and make those kind of accusations, there has to be some kind of consequence to that. But we have done so little with so much evidence and so much time that I just don't have a lot of faith that it's going to happen. Unfortunately, I just don't. I wish I did.
Okay, so you're a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm about a 7 or 8.
I hope you guys are right.
I think they're going to get somebody, and I hope they get everybody, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm about the same position as I guess Paul is and Ken. So, okay, the next question is Congress, and this is kind of a broad category, but is Congress, when I say Congress, the House and the Senate, are they going to codify all of President Trump's EOs in the next 3 years?
I'm going to go.
I'm giving them 3 years.
Jeff's trying to influence my vote. That's
right. This is tampering.
He's making
voter fraud. Voter fraud.
They seem like I read that they'd already codified about 12 of them from.
They got at least 15, and they did a couple more things this week, as a matter of fact.
So, well, okay, so 10 is they do them all. 5 is they do half of them, and 0 or 1 is they do none. And we know they've done some. So I'm going to say that they're going to keep beating on that horse, and I'm going to give them a 7. Okay. They won't get them all. They won't get them all codified, but I'm going to say they may get the majority.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. Jen, what do you think?
4.
4.
They'll get about 40%.
40%. Okay. Yeah. That's a good measuring stick. Yeah, 40%. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Ken. I feel like I'm the left winger here. I'm always on the low end of the scale. So I don't want to lose that status and go 5. So I'll just stick with Ken.
You don't think they can get half, huh?
No, I don't think so. I'm thinking 3 to 4. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And it's not because they shouldn't be.
Right.
But it is the work ethic, the priorities, and if they haven't got them done in the first year, next year is going to be harder because everybody's more worried about getting reelected than doing what's right for them, the country. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, January they start running for office again. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sad but true. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to ask you about is Somali fraud. Are we going to arrest the fraudsters in Minnesota, and are we going to deport all of the illegal Somalis? That's a dual-headed question.
I'm going to go with an 8. I'm going to go with an 8. I think it's just been too big a story, and the backlash against the Democrats, who are evidently neck deep in this, at least in Minnesota, and probably had help outside the state lines. It's just too good an opportunity for the GOP not to slam them and make it a real big point of the midterms. Yeah. So I think they're going to start doing something and just beating the crap out of people, and Ilhan will whine and cry and racism and all that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be bigger than that. So that's my thought. An 8.
Okay, I don't know if you guys heard or not, but they've exposed the same kind of fraud in Maine. Similar kind of fraud. I guess the Somalis went into Minnesota, some went into Maine, and there's some other. I think there's a town in Ohio, somewhere in Ohio, that they've got some kind of racket thing going where they own a supermarket, they own I think they own a bank or something, and they own some other business. But anyway, the money's laundering between all three. So they get all their people on the EBT cards, and then they spend the money in their market, and their market takes the money and shovels it out to that's yeah. So that's in somewhere in Ohio. I can't remember the town, but anyway, what do you think, Ken? You think they're going to
5. They'll get half of them.
Okay. So they're going to rest and
But I
deport
agree.
half of them.
But I agree with Paul. I think well, first of all, it's the right thing to do.
Oh, sure.
Is
Oh, yes.
to expose and get tough with people who are fraudulently taking taxpayer monies from Americans, and it should happen
terrible.
way more than it does. Or
Wait a minute, Ken. You just indicted Congress.
the prosecution of people who do that should happen much more than it does.
Yes.
And I think the act of fraud, of defrauding state and federal governments in this way and many others, is much more prevalent than we would want to believe. But so I agree with Paul that it's going to be too big of a temptation for the Republicans. I mean, I don't think the Republicans have much sway in Minnesota, so it's going to take the feds coming in and doing something.
Yeah.
But it's going to be too big of a. It's going to be too big of a hammer to use in the midterm elections to not do it. And so I think there'll be quite an effort to go after everybody they can, but I think they'll get about half of them.
Now, also, and I don't know if you guys heard this or not, Linda McMahon and the Department of Education, they've exposed $12.5 million that was sent to what they call almost 2,000 ghost students in Minnesota. So there's more than just, the welfare side of it. There's other education monies and some other things. So, okay, Jeff, what do you think?
Well, Ken and Paul are boosting my spirits,
All right.
with their optimism. And again, we shouldn't even have to add, it should be a 9 or 10 from all of us.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. But I don't have that confidence. I just don't. So I'm going to say, and I definitely don't think we're going to get half of them. I think if we get 10 to 20% of them, we will be very lucky. Because of resources and other things happening and so many other things. But if we don't make an example of this and just kind of brush it under the rug, there's going to be problems. And the reason I say no is, how much fraud there was during the COVID, when people got money, and nobody's paying the price for that.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is 1%.
Yeah.
There's no accountability, because nobody wants to go back there and admit they screwed up.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't think anybody's going to want to say, oh, boy, we really messed up by even making it this easy for people to fraud.
I think that's where this all started in the Somali community, was during COVID, because Obama Obama is the one that shipped all the Somalis into Minnesota, let them all in. So that was his project.
I wish I had the confidence, but we have, in other words, if this was our primary focus rather than the re-election and what's going on in Israel and making things more affordable and dropping health care and all this, then maybe we get 40 to 50%. But because we've got all this stuff going on, it's going to be very difficult to hold anybody accountable except for the most egregious examples. But my hope would be, my hope would be, because of this debacle, what do we think if Ilhan Omar will get reelected or kicked back to Somalia? I'd like to say I'd want to attend there too, because I just think it's crazy what's going on. But we're really, because of the filibuster and the neutering of our legislative branch, we are not running on all cylinders. Trump cannot do it all.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Congress is not pulling their weight.
So a follow-up to that question is Tim Waltz, the governor, going to be Is he going to resign because of this? 10 is yes, 1 is no. There's a lot of
0.7.
A 1. I say a 1 because
I'm just below Paul, 0.07.
Waltz isn't smart enough to resign. That would be my point.
Man, that's bad.
He doesn't.
Cold.
He's not smart enough to see that train coming down the tracks behind him.
Should he resign? Yes, but yeah, I'm with these guys. I think a 1. But if the legislative branch was smart in order to get the heat off of them for also dropping the ball, he should just be impeached and make him the fall guy. Like it was under your watch and you've got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you can impeach a governor, right? In state impeachment.
Oh, yeah.
The state Congress. Legislature can impeach him. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So, I'm going to say 3, just based on some of the chatter on social media right now about it. So low possibility, but possible, right? Okay, next. Now here's the big one. This is the big one for Congress. Are we going to win the midterms? 10 is yes, 1 is no.
Okay, I'll lead off again because I'm a leader.
You have to. Let me add a caveat.
You are, Paul.
You have to believe. You have to believe that some of these things we're talking about are going to get done, and we're going to make progress. We're going to arrest people. We're going to pass bills, et cetera. And if you're on the positive end of that argument, then you might believe that we're going to win the midterms. So go ahead, Paul.
Okay. Well, my that's yes, an 8. I'll give it an 8. That there's politics and gambling, but I think that the GOP and Republicans and conservatives in general have been kind of holding a steady level of appreciation by the constituents and the voters, whereas the Democrats keep notching down. They keep notching down, and people are moving out of New York and other Democrat-run areas. Now, granted, some of them are going to bring their filth with them when they get to Florida and Texas, but I just have a feeling that there's going to be some good vibes in it, and I think there can be enough bad stuff happening. I just watched Schumer, a little video of Schumer saying if Australia can take all the guns away from their people, we can take all the guns away from our people, and that's gonna, the old saying, you won't need the Second Amendment till they try to take it away from you, and yeah. Anyway, I just think that I think we're going to pull through. No,
good. And speaking of Australia, I can't think of a better example for a reason to keep your guns.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right. These guys got off 90. These guys had bolt action like rifles, right? They were cocking every time they fired a shot. They got off 90.
They were pump action shotguns.
They got off 91 shots. Okay. Because they've outlawed every other kind of rifle in Australia. And I don't even know if you can own a handgun or not, but they've outlawed most kinds of rifles other than bolt action or pump shotguns. Right. So yeah, that's watching those guys operate was just, you just couldn't get away with that in this country. If somebody went up on a bridge like that, you'd have 50 guys out there with their sidearms pumping bullets at them.
Yeah,
just wouldn't let them.
Probably the guy that was videoing it from the apartment building would have had a deer rifle.
Yeah, there you go.
Solve that problem instantly.
And if you watch real closely, if you watch the people on the beach, some people just stood there taking pictures with their cell phones.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, some of them didn't run at all. They just stayed there as targets. So yeah, it's pretty awful. It's just amazing how people react. So, okay, Ken. So go ahead.
5.1.
You optimist.
We're going to keep the House by 5 seats, and 5 seats out of 435 is 0.1. So
Good. Okay. Good.
5.1. We'll
Yeah. There you
squeak
go.
by again by the skin of our teeth.
Well, it seems that most people are pretty certain that we're going to keep the Senate. So that really we're talking here about the House.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The House
Yeah.
is the big debate. So yeah.
That's
Okay.
why
Well,
I
that's
said
good. I like that.
5.1.
I
We're
like
going to
that
win by 5.
explanation. That's a good explanation. 5.1. I like the 0.1. Okay. So Jeff, what do you think? Another one?
You know, it's so funny. I hate to be the negative Nelly here, but if we do not get rid of the filibuster, I think it's a 3
Okay.
because
Okay.
the Democrats are going to find a way to
To choke
stall, drag their
choke
feet,
everything off, right?
and point the fingers at the Republicans, and the American people are not going to understand how that's working.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the sad thing is the left would rather see us totally fail just so they could get their power back. And the one thing they're doing to spin it is the Obamacare issue, pointing the finger at the Republicans. It's just so funny
The
and
hypocrisy.
miserable.
Yeah, the
What
hypocrisy is unbelievable.
it's unbelievable.
You're going to keep your doctor. Your rates are going to go down. You're going to be able to keep your hospital. You're going to be able to get your drugs. Everything they said is total BS.
Yes, right,
And yet they're blaming the Republicans
right.
And it wasn't like it
Because
was a surprise. They knew it was. They were lying.
well, but now, see, this is just they're playing judo. They are figuring out that because these and the average, I heard the average went up from 930 some dollars a month to 1,000 to 1,900 and some dollars a month for the average family getting this insurance. And of course, it is the Democrats' fault. Okay. And we should not be subsidizing to that level, but the Republicans should have a plan to ease everybody off the morphine. Okay.
They passed one
And
in Congress.
and they're trying,
Yeah.
but
In the
you know,
House.
I'm just not convinced they're going to be able to get it done unless they
Yeah.
figure out the filibuster. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just the way it is.
Well, here's the bad
So
news. A couple days ago, they I don't mean to interrupt, Jeff.
no, go.
A couple days ago in the Senate, they voted on 2 bills. They voted on the Dems bill and the Republican bill. The Dems bill was continue the way it is, no changes, assist it, whatever you're going to do for 3 years and be done with it, right? We had four Republicans voted for that. 4 Republicans voted to do that. Now, I wasn't surprised by Susan Collins and Murkowski, but I was really shocked that Josh Hawley voted to do that. I can't figure out why Josh Hawley would vote to do that. He's been a really good conservative senator, but I don't know.
The only reason I could forgive something like that, Don, is being so angry with the Republican side
Yeah.
for not being prepared for this emergency in the first place after taking 40 some days off, as Ken has mentioned,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
always playing catch up and
Yeah.
not having a plan in place,
Yeah.
to say if they're going to do this. So they're playing as normal. We have lost the initiative where we should have full initiative here.
Yeah.
And what has happened since the shutdown is that initiative is changed. And you see this in football games when there's a timeout or whatever. Just the shift of the weight is going. And because we are playing defense now instead of offense, they're getting in their wax.
And the Republican bill that was voted on, both bills got 51 votes. Okay. The Republican bill was all 51 Republicans voted for it. And as far as I know, who was the only one that voted against it? I'm trying to think. I don't know. But it wasn't actually a new
Probably
way
Rand Paul.
Yeah, it was Rand Paul. I think it was. Yeah. And Massey was the only one that voted against it in Congress for the bill they just passed. So I don't know what's up with those guys. I don't know what they want to do, but anyway, so yeah, the filibuster is looming over that House bill that's going to come out and go to the Senate now. So, and supposedly Thune and Johnson have been working together on this stuff. So, so I hope that's true. Okay, next question. You ready for this? I'm going to ask you, are all Americans doing their best to make America great again?
That's a 1.
10 is a yes, 1 is a no.
Well, you can't just answer yes or no. You got to start saying what percentage of Americans are doing their best to make America great again.
Right.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to Jeff. Jeff, I listened to your what was it? Almost an hour? Yeah.
About 45 minutes or so.
I did too, Jeff. It's great.
Thank you for
listening.
Did
a great job. You did a great job pointing out that not even, I think your fundamental answer at the end was that not even Trump can or is making America great again.
That's right. That's my whole point. Yeah. I was offended at the question because it came from a conservative group. Is Trump making America great again? It's like, look, man, if one man can make America great again, one man can also make America not great again. And it's not up to one man, and we should be ashamed for even asking that question.
Although Biden tried pretty hard.
He tried very hard, yes. I hope that came through, though, Ken, that, my answer was no, Trump cannot make America great again. And I used Calvin Coolidge's sesquicentennial speech on the Declaration of Independence and Larry Arnn's recent comments about the existential crisis facing America over our creedal system, which is our beliefs.
Larry is the president of Hillsdale, right?
Yeah. And
Imprimis,
so anyway,
you were quoting the last article from Imprimis, weren't you?
No, it was from I could have been in his Primus, but I got it from a clip of him giving something that I thought was extemporaneous.
Imprimis just came to my house a couple of days ago, or the day I listened to your thing, Imprimis had just shown up in my mailbox, and it was Larry Arnn. It was not a guest writer,
right?
It was Larry Arnn, and it had something to do with making America great again. The Constitution, and so I thought maybe you got it from there.
Yeah. I'll have to look. I got to make sure I still get it, but I think it's one of the greatest publications monthly that comes out.
Should be wonderful. It should be. It's on the internet too, right, Ken? Yeah. You can go on the internet and look at it.
Yeah, I get it both ways. I get it in the mail and via email.
So did you guys hear one of the things I wanted to ask you about? I'll jump in here in the middle of our questions here. Is I heard that Grand Canyon University finally got their nonprofit status.
Yeah,
that was reported yesterday in the
That's great.
Easy Central. Yeah,
Biden's bunch was really giving them a hard time. Yeah, terrible. Okay, that's good news. So, okay, now next question is on the economy.
Well, Paul and I didn't get to answer.
Oh, well, you got to go ahead and answer. Go ahead and answer. Are all Americans doing their part to make America great again?
No, I did answer, and I said it was a 1.
When I say all, when I say all, I'm talking about the people that voted.
Paul's answer. Okay.
Yeah, people that voted for Trump. People that voted for Trump.
People that voted for Trump?
Yeah.
Only about, half the country is, believing what the liberals and the Dems are telling them. Now, again, I don't, as Jeff made the point in his thing, he doesn't see it as left or right or wrong. He sees it as patriots. And what was your other?
Enemies of liberty.
Enemies of liberty. And he said, are there some Democrats that are patriots? Absolutely. So I don't ever want to be misunderstood as saying that all Democrats are this or all Republicans are that, because we've got scoundrels in the Republican Party.
Yeah.
as well. So there are patriot Democrats and there are enemies of liberty Republicans. But if your question, Don, is what percentage of those who support Trump are really working to make America great again, I think it's only about 1 out of 5.
20%.
And some of that, Ken, I would argue, is because they don't know how.
Exactly.
They don't know how. And that's what I'm writing my book about. By the way, guys, it's going to be done in June, but it's not going to be published till August. But this is what it's about, making Americans and America great again. And I don't necessarily have it, but it's the ingredients and the steps we need to take to do it. So a lot of people say, hey, well, what can I do to make America great again?
Yeah.
Well, here it is.
Well, just get it out before the midterm so we can.
Well,
Yeah, it will be out before them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I
Before the voting.
I just know from my personal interactions with the Republicans in the Arizona state legislature that about 20% of the Republicans are doing it for money. They are lying to the people to raise money to get elected in their next campaign or whatever it is that they trying to do. It's very sad to get emails, to see emails from about 20% of the Republicans in the Arizona legislature who I know immediately are lying to the people about one thing or another.
Right. To stir the pot. Yeah.
To stir the pot and raise money. The bottom of every email is send me money so I'll fix this for you. And it's a bunch of crap.
CRAP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next question is.
Wait, did Jeff answer that one?
Jeff answered. Yeah.
Okay.
You answered, didn't you, Jeff? Make America great again.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Very few.
Okay. The next question's about the economy. Is the economic outlook for 2026? 1 is bad, 10 is good. What do you think? The economy. Thinking about the big beautiful bill and the new jobs coming into the country and everything that's going on. What do you think?
7.
Okay. 7.
And
Okay,
Ken's a 7.
I'm kind of akin. My concern is not so much with the president as it is about the president and any president sitting in that chair today would have an uphill climb to bring this economy back to make it, the affordability thing. Okay. But it's especially hard for President Trump because he's got to climb over both Democrats and Republicans to get his programs put together. And that's the part that bothers me. So I would say I'm optimistic in a negative sort of way. If the president can, and I understand that it's not just the president, as Jeff points out to us, we can't rely just on the president, but he puts these programs in place that would help, and then some podunk district judge down in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, shuts down the entire world because he's got a black robe on, and now the president has to take his mind off the program that he's trying to build and go fight that battle and keep the Israelis out of Iran and keep the Chinese out of Taiwan. I mean, he's juggling more balls than I think is humanly possible. And while he has better help this time than he did last time, it takes an awful lot of intelligent people to run a world.
So you can say like I say 6 plus or minus 1.
Yeah.
That would be it. About a 6 with God's help. Yes.
Okay. Good. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I don't think gold's at 4,300 by mistake or silver at $66 an ounce because people are feeling great about things. And I do think the economy is getting better. And I also think if Kamala would have been president, we would be in real trouble. So I think Trump is trying to do everything he can, except people don't like uncertainty. And the uncertainty comes from the American people in Congress abdicating our power to one person. It's kind of like FDR determining the price of gold on a daily basis. You know, it shouldn't be up to one person. And I know there's a lot of nervous businessmen because they can't figure out what's happening with tariffs. Who am I going to order from? Where is it going? Are we having trade war? And if you can't plan and have certainty, then it's really hard to come off the sidelines. And a lot of people are waiting, because I am in the home building business as well, to buy because they're uncertain of where the interest rates are going, if things are going to go up, down, collapse, when are things happening. I have to say this is the one area that I'm most uncertain about and least confident about, because I've got about equal number of friends that have businesses and are in business, and that are saying, hey, they're getting ready to batten down the hatches because they don't think these things are going to kick in quick enough. And then I have another half that are saying, hey, just wait till the tariff issues are settled. Everybody feels comfortable. AI is going to start to pull the strings. And so what I'm saying is I am not smart enough to answer this question, because it could go either way. And I'm giving it a 5.0 right on the teeter. And if you blow one way or the other, it could go. Now, if we were all pulling in the same direction and the Democrats wanted all of us to be successful, then I think the odds would go up in trying to make that happen. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And they're going to try to make things go as terrible as possible next year.
Okay, so I'm going to, Ken said, you said 7, right? And Paul, you were what, a 6?
I was a 6, yeah.
Okay, Jeff's a 5. I'm going to say 8.
Good. I like your guys' answers better than mine.
I think the biggest headwind is the mainstream media. Because yesterday, the market was down pretty severe yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I think
today.
400 on the Dow and
Yeah.
200 or 300 on the S&P. And the headline yesterday in the business news was inflation is over 3.1%. Traders are worried.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what it is, right? This morning, inflation was reported at 2.7, right? Hadn't changed, and the market's up today. So if you watch the market, they're all stuck on the headlines. The traders are, right? Now, I don't know how that works. I don't know how people that trade stocks talk to their clients, talk to their people and everything, right? Do they get on the phone every day, say, buy, sell, sell? I mean, who knows, right? It's not like commodities where, like oranges and apples. And did you ever see that movie Trading Places?
Yeah.
Did you guys see that movie Trading Places?
I did. Yeah.
Where they're buying orange juice, right? Buying oranges. They came up with a big scam, and it's really it's just a hilarious movie, right? But anyway, I don't know how they get that representation to their clients, but looking at a headline every day, watching the headlines and watching things go up and down is just crazy to me. I mean, give it a couple of days anyway, right? Not day to day stuff. So it's just wild. But anyway, the market was up today. It looked good. I think Raytheon's back up over 180 again. So, and by the way, I'll give you guys a stock tip. I don't know if you own Raytheon or not. Raytheon stock split a few years ago when their stock was up. It was I think it was 108. They stock split and it went to 54. So they gave you 2 shares for every 1 share you owned. Right? Now it's 180. Went from 54 to 180. Okay.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think they're going to stock split again.
Wow.
Pretty soon. So if you want to buy some Raytheon, you'll have twice as many shares that you buy right now here in a few months, a few weeks. But
and if you have any influence, start a war somewhere. That'll help it.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, I know people talk that way about the military-industrial complex, but when I worked for Raytheon, and I know I'm biased, but our motto was to help the warfighters. to give the war fighters anything they needed that would save their lives and they'd be able to defend themselves. And, you know, as far as the military industrial complex, it's up to the administrations how they use it, right?
Yeah.
It's Raytheon doesn't have any say in whether you're going to attack drug boats or not. And by the way, that's one of our questions. The next question coming up is,
We
do
got
you
3
think
minutes.
do you think we're doing the right thing sinking the drug boats? 10 is a yes, 1 is a no. Paul, you're up.
Absolutely. One,
Okay.
because
No, 10 is a
10
yes.
is a yes. 10 is a yes.
oh, then the 10. Okay, I'm sorry.
So you're at
Yes,
11.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually almost 12 now. But there was a cartoon somewhere, and some guy says, "Hey, Jose, do you like to ride boats?" He said, "We need a captain for our boat for tomorrow." And the guy's looking around like, "No, thank you." And I think that's part
No.
of what we're doing is we're making that trip, kind of a given outcome. You're going to learn to swim even if you didn't need to, if you're still alive when you hit the water.
Yeah, well, they're knocking them off in the Pacific too, you know.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
it's got a deterrent effect as well as a fiscal effect on the cartels.
What do you think, Ken? What's your vote? 10?
9.
9. Okay.
I think we invade Venezuela within the next 3 weeks.
That's one of the questions
Wow.
coming up. Okay, so I'm a 20. I'm a 10. I'm voting for 2 of you. I'm a 20. I'm a 10. Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I'm a 10 on does it need to be done,
Yeah.
but I'm a 2 or 3 on should the president unilaterally over a long period of time have this authority to take the first couple shots, no problem, but then Congress needs to get involved. So it's just like the governor here. You have an emergency with COVID, you can go 2 to 3 weeks, but then Congress needs to get involved.
Isn't he operating now, naming him a terrorist group? Doesn't he operate based on the terrorism laws, and he does have the authority?
I'm done with all those arguments. Just done with them. Because look, you go back to Clinton in the 90s that wanted to bail out Mexico with their deflation of their currency or inflation and try to do it. And it was voted down by Congress. And then he went and found the 1978 old law that found a skirt around that, even though it wasn't Congress's, it was within Congress's ability to change it and do it. And so you can't reinvent the wheel all the time, I know. And we have to have some type of system like England where we have establishment of law and use it. But we elect our current leaders to deal with the problems of our day. So get involved. And I'm just so angry about this because they don't get involved. And so they should be passing a resolution. I mean, how hard would it be for Johnson to just say, we're going to have a resolution approving what President Trump's doing with the boats?
Yeah.
Would that be a problem?
No,
Why couldn't you do that in 10 minutes?
Okay, so the next question is, are we going to go to war with Argentina? 10 is yes, 1 is no.
Argentina
I'm a
Venezuela?
1. I say no. I'm sorry,
Venezuela.
Venezuela. I'm sorry, Venezuela. I'm a 1. I say no. We're not going to go to war with
I
them.
think
We don't
Ken
need
had to go.
Yeah, we
He's
can shut
he's
him.
still lit. He's just his picture's gone.
We can shut him down. We can shut him down without going to war. So I'm a 1.
Well, it depends on. I think it depends on who decides what is a war or not. I have a feeling that there are going to be strikes into Venezuela at certain places, and Maduro is going to say, "Help! The United States has declared war against me. I need lots of money and guns and tanks and airplanes." I think I read the other day that they've got 24 F-16 fighters, of which 4 can actually leave the ground at this point, and return safely.
They can't get parts for them.
That's right. They can't get parts for them, and they can't maintain them. They've cannibalized 20 of them to keep 4 of them flying.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm saying it depends on what you call a war. I don't think we're going to have an invasion of Venezuela,
Okay.
but we are going to have some on the ground noise. I'll call it.
Ken, what do you think? 10 is yes, 1 is no. Going to war or not?
9.
9. Okay. Okay. Jeff.
I think it warrants going to war, because we are in a state of war with these drugs coming into America. When you look at the number of deaths they're causing,
Oh yeah.
and we need to ratchet up what's going on as far as what the American people know. And again, I would like Congress to get involved, but we've got to declaring these drug cartels terrorist organizations in the Maduro administration, I think is smart, but I think we need to back it up. And I think we should be showing not just these nations that we're willing to go to bat for our own citizens, but also China and the foreign nations trying to get involved in the Western Hemisphere. I think we need to stand up strong, make it an exclamation point, and get her done. Yeah.
Monroe Doctrine.
Yep. Got to bring it back.
All right. So the last question of the day, the last question of the evening is Trump going to end the war in Ukraine? 10 is a yes, 1 is a no. Paul.
Paul, where's Paul when you need him? My feeling is no. President Trump is not going to end the war in Ukraine. My feeling is yes, President Putin will, and he's going to do it by declaring all that property that he's already obtained as his, and tell Ukraine just get the hell out and stay out and don't bring NATO any closer. That's what I think.
Okay, Jeff, what do you think?
I'd give it an 8. I'd give it an 8.
You think he might?
He's
You think he
pushing
might
hard
succeed?
enough.
Yeah,
I do.
he's putting the heat on Alinsky. I know that. Ken, what do you think?
I'm 8 to 9. No matter who really does it, Trump will take the credit. So
All right, good job. Okay, so I'm optimistic. I'm about an 8, I think. Like to see it happen, and I know he's putting the heat on him. So, okay, that's all I have, guys.
Great job. Good
Hope you
question,
enjoyed that,
Tom.
and want to wish you again a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm not sure if we'll have the next show on the January 8th or the 15th, but I'll let you guys know. Paul's going to be on the road till the 15th, so he's traveling for Christmas.
You didn't ask the final question.
What's
1 to
that?
10, is Paul going to get coal in his stocking, or is he going to get lots of candy canes and presents?
Or any of us.
That's
Right.
right.
Wait, I actually have wrote down 2 questions of my own. Has anybody heard? I wish I could think of it was either Kennedy or ISA, but there was 2 blurbs I've seen on the internet about a Born in America law that was passed in the House, at least, that said if you were not a natural born, you don't have to be a natural born citizen, but an American born citizen, you couldn't serve in the government. Has anybody heard that?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
I heard it's being
probably-
worked on. Some people are suggesting that, and it's captured some time on Truth Social about if you're not a citizen, you cannot be elected. So
Yeah. Okay. And the next question is for you, Ken, because you had more experience than any of us on that. And that is, let's just say you were complaining about people writing falsehoods to get money, campaign contributions.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, as a candidate, you filed all the paperwork, you've done all the FECs and all that kind of stuff, and you got $100,000 in your campaign chest, and then you don't get elected. What happens to that money?
give it to the party.
you have one of several options. You can just hold on to it and roll it over into another race. If you run for something again, you can usually roll state money up to a federal race. You usually cannot roll federal money into a state race. Eventually, you can actually roll the money out to yourself personally and pay taxes on it as though it were income.
Okay.
But that's not a really good look for most people, to convert campaign funds to personal. So usually they find a way to use campaign funds to go on a exploratory trip, and you take the family and make a vacation out of it.
Can't you give it to the party too, Ken?
And then you can transfer it to other candidates, to the party, to nonprofits,
NGOs.
But the option.
Forget the NGOs.
The opportunity to convert it to personal use is there.
It is.
Okay.
But you have to. But then you have to declare to the IRS that you've done so and pay taxes on it like it was income from any other source.
Okay. That's what I need. I'm good now. Merry Christmas.
Okay, America. Merry Christmas,
Okay,
America.
appreciate you guys.
God bless America.
Christmas.
You guys take care. Be safe if you're traveling.
Thanks, Don. Thanks, everybody.
And we will see you soon.
Take care, guys.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better.